So I wonder how long Danielle Van de Kamp and Austin McCann had their little affair. Like when did it start is what I'm wondering about. And we know that Austin was cheating on Julie Meyer with Danielle Van de Kamp. And a side note about Julie Meyer, remember how in season one, episode one, Mary Alice Young actually pronounced, or I guess Mary Alice Young is really Angela Forrest, but whatever you want to call her. But anyway, Mary Alice Young slash Angela Forrest, she pronounced Julie Meyer and Susan Meyer as Susan Mayer and Julie Mayer, and that is how it's spelled. But I guess they decided to pronounce it differently somewhere down the line, so that's what happened. But remember how Danielle was giving Julie advice and basically saying it's okay if you don't want to get do that stuff with Austin, like um, he's such a gentleman and all that. They were having that whole conversation while they were eating ice cream, and Andrew Van de Kamp came in and warned Julie that Austin would get it from someone else if Julie didn't give it to him. And so Julie got worried, and then that's why Julie started doing it with Austin. But it's later revealed, of course, that Austin was cheating on Julie with Danielle for quite some time. So I wonder, did so at first, my theory was after Danielle and Julie had that conversation while they were eating ice cream, I thought that Danielle approached Austin afterwards, and then maybe Austin suggested they have an affair, and then that's when it started. But it seems like, now that I think about it, it probably started earlier. And so Danielle, like, talking to Julie and over ice cream, like, I think that was just Danielle being a donkey, if you will. And of course, I'm talking about the word that starts with S and A and ends with S, like ASS. So yeah, she was just being a donkey to Julie and shoving it in her face and saying, hey, basically, I'm having an affair with your boyfriend and you don't even know about it, like you're such a loser. And yeah, so I think that Austin and Danielle were having that Austin was cheating on Julie with Danielle for a really long time. And I initially thought it was after the Danielle and Julie ice cream conversation, but now I think it was before. And also, two things. Julie forgiving Danielle so easily was like, I mean, I know the Julie Danielle thing was such a small subplot, but Julie forgiving Danielle so easily was just really like, I guess it could be realistic. I guess some girls just forgive each other so easily for that, but it just bothered me how like they just got over it like nothing happened. I remember Julie was literally hugging Danielle while Danielle was pregnant with Austin's baby. And like, come on. And of course Julie felt the kick, and it was just so like, and Danielle doesn't even show any remorse for it. I mean, I wish they had like a small subplot in one of the episodes where Danielle and Julie like made up or something and got past their little thing, but like it just seemed like Julie just blamed Austin for the whole thing and just didn't like, we never saw her direct any anger towards Danielle, and we know she forgave Austin too because he wrote that note, and then of course he had to go away because Danielle was pregnant. And um yeah, I mean, what happened to Austin? And first of all, let me just say, Edie Britt like didn't even seem to be too concerned that Austin was just gone. Like when she read that letter that Orson wrote, the first thing Edie should have been was like she should have been concerned about Austin and where he was, because Orson wrote that Austin was never seen or heard from again, and so like Edie should have been concerned about her nephew, but no, and like Austin didn't show up when Edie died, and so I mean I wonder what happened. I mean it's possible that Austin just turned his life around and got everything together and then started a new life, or it's likely that maybe Austin perished, like passed away or something. And since he had no one who cared about him, unfortunately, his mother and his did not care about him at all, as he said. Um, it just, yeah, I mean, I'm going with the theory that maybe Austin perished and just is gone. And I mean, yeah, Austin was Or I guess really it was Zach Young who was Julie Meyer's first crush, but I mean Austin was her second, and she lost her thing to him. So I did like the character of Austin, and wonder what happened to him.